everybody. Welcome back to Paper Dreamer 1 here on YouTube. Today's episode is going to be the bee's knees. No, actually, we're going to be doing a couple of wreaths, probably only one today and one again maybe tomorrow, with a bee theme or a spring bee theme. Problem is, I have had a very hard time finding the kind of like little trinkets that I wanted to have to go on the wreath. So I may end up making my own sign with my Cricut Explore Air, which is right over there. No, it's over there. Right there. So I will probably get the wreath done and then show you later when I come back and add the signage. The reason I'm making two is that the original thought process was to make one for my kitchen area, and I will insert a picture of the pine cone wreath that is currently there here. But after thinking about it, I think that a deco mesh wreath is just going to be too big and too loud and too bold for that area. So I'm going to do another one that is a grapevine wreath with some flowers on it. So I think, and if I can find another one, a bee theme, a bee for the wreath. So I'm going to be working on both of them. I did go to Hobby Lobby. What's today? Okay, I went 2 days ago. And I must say, I was extremely disappointed with Hobby Lobby this time when I was there. Everything seemed to be picked over, missing. Half the rows had shelves half empty. I don't know whether they didn't get enough items to fill up a row and are trying to transition to plain spring or what. The Easter party things and whatever, of course, are out right on the front row in my Hobby Lobby, followed by a couple of rows of some Easter eggs and decorations and stuff like that. I saw no picks, not one. I saw some garlands, but I did not see any picks at all. I wasn't really looking for Easter picks, but truthfully, I saw no picks at all, period. Now, they may have moved them and put them somewhere else that I didn't know where they were. I do know that sometimes they put some picks down in the floral section, but I did not look there, so I shouldn't say they didn't have them. They didn't have them where they normally have them. There was nothing really in the... There was no like Easter deco mesh. There was no St. Patrick's deco mesh. There was no summer type things deco mesh. There were some things for spring, and anything of course labeled spring was 40% off. I looked at all the tables and there was no sign of a bee. But I did happen to find one hanging. I think it's on a little elastic rope type of thing, and I'm gonna get the bag in a second and I'll show you. I forgot to bring it in with me, but it has a bee on it, so I think I can use that in one of the wreaths. And the other one is another little trinket that had a bee on it. Both of them not made for picks or wreaths, but for other purposes. So I really wasn't thrilled with what they had to offer. And then in the deco mesh, it seemed like that was also very picked over. I guess they must be in a transition time from whatever, all of these little holidays that come one right after the other until they can get into a summer theme. But if I know my Hobby Lobbies, it'll be the fall theme that goes in, or the patriotic theme that goes in, which of course doesn't happen till the end of May and then into July. So I will keep looking to see what I can find, but in the meantime, I probably will make a sign. What I'm going to do with the deco mesh wreath is to put that out by my little table that I have just before you come into the house on my driveway. And I try to decorate that for the seasons. Now, I took it down after Christmas, and very honestly, I have not redone it because I utilized the lights that I had out there for something else, and I've not gotten any other lights. So I will put that up probably for a spring motif, and I will use that bumblebee wreath there. And then, of course, the grapevine one will go in the kitchen. So give me a second, and I'm going to go and get the bag, and we'll just show you just a couple of things that I got at Hobby Lobby. Hold on. Okay, I'm back, and I got the bag here, and we'll just share what I did get. I did get the mesh that I'm going to use. I'm going to be using the 10-inch deco mesh, and this is just the yellow and the black. I'm going to be doing 30-inch ruffles. I did pick up some ribbons. These ribbons, I'll show you first the two of them. I got black and white check. There we go, without the glare. I got a plain yellow. Oh, there you go, again. And then I got this one here, and this has orange in it, which is, you wonder, say, why would you have orange? And that's because the bee that I got, cute little thing, he has orange highlights. See, orange in the bucket, orange cheeks, orange. So I'm going to try to just put a few of these in. I want to use like 4 ribbons and then just alternate the different ribbon stacks. But this is a cute little bee, isn't it? And you see, it's actually like on an elastic cord, so it's supposed to hang and jiggle. But I think she'll look cute on that wreath. One of them. The other bee that I got is just this little bee pick. So I'm thinking this, I'm not sure which one I'm going to put where, but this one with the welcome on it might be more appropriate for outside because it's before you come in the front door. So we'll see. We'll play around with them and see which one I like the best on which wreath. Okay. So then, yesterday I went to Michael's as I was going to get the grapevine wreath materials. And I did get the grapevine wreath. Okay. Nothing special about that. We've all seen the grapevine wreaths. And some yellow blossoms. The one I'm picturing is yellow primarily with a little touch of orange and a little touch of white. So I did get some, I guess you would call these Forsythia. I think they're so pretty. I'm looking for things that weren't too heavy. I don't want it to be a big bulky wreath. I just want it to be light and springy. So I got the Forsythia. I got this cute little white bush. Don't know if it has a name. All of these, this was $3.99, 40% off. And the Forsythia was $5.99, 40% off. But this is a cute one. I like that. And it's nice and fragile looking. I did pick up a couple of these little, these look like daisies. And I got 2 of those. I got one of an orange. It really looks pink when you're looking here, but to the eye it is a pinky orange, so I don't know. We're going to see how that works, and it may not work at all. I got that same, another daisy, but in the white. And this bush with some white and yellow, I thought that was a really pretty bush of flowers. And this was the most expensive one, and this was $7.99 but 40% off. But that has lots of different things and some greenery too. So we'll be working on both of those and see what we can come up with. I'm going to go downstairs now and get ready, and I think I'm going to start making the deco mesh wreath first. And if we made, as I said, I think I'll get the wreath made, the ribbons on it, and then decide after I've got the other wreath made which bee is going to go where, and if I need to have an additional sign for one of the wreaths that I have to make myself because I can't find one anywhere. So that's where I'm at right now. Sitting here, I am smelling a pot of chili, and it's making me hungry because it's about 3:15 in the afternoon. I'm making a Weight Watchers 0 point chili. And the other thing I made this morning, just to change the subject here while we're talking, is corn muffins to go with the chili. Now, the corn muffin that I made, because of the product that I had, are 4 points, but the actual recipe makes a corn muffin that is 3 points. And I had one for lunch with some yogurt and fruit because I had to try it, of course. And they are absolutely delicious. So I'm going to share that recipe with you, and I'll put it down below, and the person whose YouTube channel I got it from, and try it out. You'll probably like it. So, okay, the reason that mine is 4 points other than when you see the recipe is that I did not have plain cornmeal. I had a self-rising cornmeal mixture, and that mixture makes it 4 points, where the plain cornmeal will make it 3 points. And big muffin. So anyway, on with the, never mind, I'm not having any chili right now. The chili is for dinner later. My husband's out at the Red Sox baseball game in JetBlue Park today in Fort Myers. So he's going to be coming home probably having had Fenway Frank, so I'm not sure how hungry he'll be. But anyway, we're going to go down and get working on the decomesh wreath, and I'll meet you downstairs. Be back in a minute. Hi everybody. Well, you can see probably by the change in my shirt there was a slight delay in getting down here to the playroom to make my wreath. My husband came home from the ball game and we had to get dinner ready. And then I decided that before I could continue playing with my toys, I needed to complete my nursing license renewal and the 26 hours of continuing education credits that I need to do so, because it expires in April. Now, I'm going to be 73 years old this year, and I do not intend to practice, but I would never let my license go. So I did continue that and complete the process and applied and received confirmation of my renewal. So now it's back to the bees. And I'm going to pan down here and tell you I did already cut the 30-inch pieces to save a little time, and I've also put some ties on the wreath frame. So give me a second and I'll rearrange the camera. And okay, here we are. I'm just going to alternate the yellow and black on this and see how it comes out. I'm not particularly impressed with this mesh. It's just the plain mesh, and it doesn't have any foil in it. So it's a kind of, I don't know, just looks cheap, I guess you should say. And this was the mesh I got at Hobby Lobby that I told you my trip was very disappointing. Really, the best mesh that you can get, I think, from what I have had in the past, is through craftoutlet.com. They have a very nice, wide supply of every kind you can think of. But of course, I was too interested in getting this going to go to wait for that to happen. And I'm just going to make my 30-inch ruffles around and around. And I will continue doing this, and I'm sure this is just putting it upside down. I think you can see, and I'm going up the middle with my the fingers of both hands and creating a ruffle and alternating
And this mesh wants to get stuck to the twisty tie. Get out of the way. Stuck to the twisty ties, stuck to each other. Here we go. I tell you, this old brain had a workout with my continuing education units, but it is nice to kind of stimulate your brain a little bit occasionally. But I was, well, what can I tell you? They use big words and everything. So it was a challenge, but it was done. And out of 100 questions, I only had 2 incorrect, so I'm very happy with that. Shouldn't have had 2 incorrect, but it did. So I looked, and I don't have any more of those little wooden signs that you can get from Hobby Lobby that to make my own bee sign. So I'm going to make this currently with just that little bee I had showed you before. See if it needs anything else. With the ribbons it might not. And it's going to go outside, and my summer colors are really red and yellow outside, so it's going to fit fine in there. So I will continue going around. I'll speed this up till I get around the outside, and then we'll go on up to the inside. Okay, here I am. I'm at the bottom row done. I'm going to move up to the top. And I tell you, real honestly, I am not impressed with this mesh. So I guess we're going to have lots of ribbons to cover up the frame because it's quite visible. And this mesh is raveling very easily. So there you go. I certainly, at this point in time, would not use this wreath for something I would sell. But it's for me, And it's going to be outside, and it's going to be just fine. And who knows, by the time we get all of the ribbons and everything on, it might look just hunky-dory. So, onwards and upwards around the inside. And then after I've got this wreath, remember I said I need to do the grapevine wreath, which will be fun, a little different, and a much softer looking wreath than the deco mesh. I do like the 30-inch ruffles, so it does make a nice full wreath. So I will speed up a little bit. I might not have enough cut to go around the inside. If I don't, you will see me cutting some more. I thought I had cut 18, but it doesn't appear that I'm going to have enough to go around the middle. So, we'll see. Oh, I think I will. I'm looking now because each one of those is separate, so yeah, I think I will. All right, I'm going to speed me up again till I get around, and we'll take a look at what it looks like when I finish going around. Okay, I have actually gone all the way around the inside, and I didn't see one that I missed, so I not only had plenty, but I seem to have one extra. And that's fine, because the way it is meeting right now, and I shall show you, there's too much yellow right here. So I'm going to insert a black in between, and I should have put this on before I made the ruffle. And there you go. Not bad. I don't like the quality of the mesh, but it filled in pretty well. And by the time we add ribbons, I think it'll be just fine. So these are the ribbons that I have. We have a windy day, and if you heard that bang in the background, I have no idea what it is, but it sounds like something ran into the side of the house. Plain yellow. I have some of this yellow polka dot. We'll see how much we can get out of that. Some plain black. See how much we can get out of that. And a few pieces of this orange. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my ribbons, and I think I will cut them 12 inches using this handy dandy little gadget that came from Lori over at Hardworking Mom. And just wrap it around and around. And I'm going to start with cutting 9 of each, if I can get 9. It's twisted up, but I didn't wrap it all that well. You cut it, slide your scissors in, cut through the top, and you have all these ribbons cut at the same time. So now I'm just gonna, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here, so I will dovetail the end of these. Okay, I'm going to shut you off for a couple of minutes while I get the rest of my ribbons cut, and then we'll be right back. Back in a minute. I found out that it's not wired, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but we're going to give it a shot. And I'm going to give a couple of good 3 twists. I'll go back and twist down my little twisty ties at the end. And let's do a plain black. And I think every third one I will try an orange to get a little of that orange in. is the tie. There it is. No, this one. This one. Don't want that black ribbon right on top of the black mesh. Now I've got orange together, but that's okay. We'll put them in clumps. Okay, I'm going to continue going around here, and we'll speed up the process again. See what comes out at the end. Back in a few. Oh. No, don't like that one. Okay, here we are, all ribboned up. It actually doesn't look too bad. It did fill in a lot of the empty holes, so you can see through the mesh. I'll hang it on the wall in a little while and see if I need to rearrange any of these colors, but it looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to look at this. It's kind of going to get lost in it, but I'm thinking I might even keep them on the cord. And just kind of down in the middle. And get the price tag off. He kind of does get lost in that, doesn't he? These two so small. But the cord actually goes right up around the wreath and hooks onto the frame. So I think what I might do is, if I get a sign, I'll put a sign in and then put the bee over like to the side of the sign so that he's not quite so hidden. But he is kind of cute. He does show up, I guess. What I'm looking for. Whoops. As long as I don't get him in back of all the ribbons. So there you go. Just a simple little wreath put out by the front door. My colors out there, as I mentioned, were red and yellow, so I didn't want too much orange to be in contrast. I'll show you. These are some of the things that go out there. My birdhouse with my parrot, and then I have some flowers in a little vase out there with my lantern. So I think that'll kind of look pretty good. Let me get out there. I might pull just a little bit of orange maybe over into the lantern, and we'll see how it looks. So that's it for today. I'll be back probably in another day, tomorrow maybe, and we'll work on the grapevine wreath. So thanks so much. I did want to say thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. I have gotten at least a dozen new subscribers lately, and I do so appreciate your subscribing to my channel, and I love to hear your comments. So please leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, and I will be back tomorrow with another project. Talk to you later. Everybody play nice now.